We're just covering question types now. I'll discuss this homework question that I've given. है ना? एक बार देख लेते हैं इसे. Were you guys able to solve this? Next chapter is most probably properties of matter. One of you has doubts in the homework, so एक बार HCV solutions देखो, and then we'll of course take a doubt class in the next thing. है ना? We'll finish the chapter and then we'll discuss the HCV in the next class. ये एक बार जल्दी से डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. इसमें देखो, इसमें क्या था? We needed to find no main concept is remaining. We're just doing questions. Yes, Yash, that looks like the answer. देखो, इसमें क्या करेंगे? Let's say that we of course ultimately want to apply Bernoulli's theorem between those 2 points. We know a relation between the velocities already, you know. We know that a1 v1 is a2 v2. Okay, so we already have that equation of continuity. We want to apply Bernoulli's principle, but to apply Bernoulli's principle, I somehow need the, this is the question. All everything is over here. I'll repeat the question. The question is find Q. Homework था ना, find Q given a1, a2, and H, density of water, density of mercury in H. Okay. Can't see page 60 on the drive. Is it not on the drive? Page 60. एक मिनट. You're right. अरे shit. ड्राइव में नहीं है ये. How did that happen? Oops. अच्छा, anyways, चलो इसको डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. Follow along. It is very similar to the thing which we did with the Venturi tube. उसी का एक थोड़ा सा वेरिएशन है. इसमें बस तब याद है P1 P2 निकालने के लिए we use those vertical tubes which are going up. This time we'll have to use a different technique to find P1 and P2 के बीच में relation. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Let's just slide 60 अभी upload किया मैंने. I don't think था. So let's just say कि this difference is X. ये जो मर्क्यूरी का लेवल जहाँ पे आ रहा है ना, वहां तक हाइट डिफरेंस इज x. ठीक है, P1 P2 का हाइट अबव मर्क्यूरी टॉपमोस्ट लेवल, दैट इज x. एंड देन मर्क्यूरी का डिफरेंस विद on the right hand side with the level on the left hand side, that is given to us as h. Okay, we know that these 2 points, their pressure should be the same, you know. So if I call this point 3 and I call this point 4, we know that P3 is equal to P4. We also know that there is statics in the vertical direction. So because of statics in the vertical direction, fluid statics in the vertical direction, we can apply the fact कि नीचे जाने पे pressure rho gh से बढ़ता है. So I know P3 is equal to P4. I know P3 can be written as P1 plus density of water into G into water is, so water is flowing at 0.1. That's right, but water is not flowing in this direction. Water is flowing in this direction. So you can apply your Bernoulli's theorem along this streamline, along that line of flow. But in this direction, when you move in this direction, it's just fluid statics, stationary water. Okay, so in this direction, velocity का effect दिखेगा नहीं. Velocity changing pressure, वो effect में इस direction में नहीं दिखेगा, इस direction में दिखेगा. Okay, so P1 plus rho water G height difference कितना है? यहाँ से यहाँ जाते वक्त x plus h. P1 plus rho water G x plus h. I think x is just a variable I assumed is going to disappear. Is P3 is P4. So P4 is P2 plus rho mercury. नहीं, P2 plus what is x here बाबा? ये जो है ना, हम क्या करेंगे? हम मुझे P1 से P3 के टर्म्स में प्रेशर लिखना है. ठीक है, मुझे क्या दिया है? मुझे h दिया है. तो जैसे एक बार सोचो तुम P2 से P4 तक प्रेशर चेंज कैसे लिखोगे? You will need this length, right? The length of water column before mercury starts while going down from point 2. You will need that. तो उसको मैंने x assume किया है. क्या है ना, एक्चुअली उसके कारण प्रेशर डिफरेंस नहीं आ रहा है. इस रीजन के कारण प्रेशर डिफरेंस आ रहा है. ठीक है, इस रीजन के कारण प्रेशर डिफरेंस आ रहा है. वन ऑफ यू इज आस्किंग सर कैन वी राइट A1 V1? वेरी स्मार्ट बाबा. V1 ऑप्शंस में दिया नहीं है. V1 is not, I mean V1 is not given in the question. V1 निकालना है. ठीक है, we're not given V1. You're right in saying कि Q is the product of A and B, but that's also what we want to find. We want to somehow find V1 और V2. ठीक है, so what is given उसके terms में हमें कुछ निकालना पड़ेगा. तो देखो P2 से 4 तक जाते वक्त प्रेशर कितने से बढ़ेगा? पहले तो I'm traveling through water, so density of water into G into I'm moving a distance x, and then I'm traveling in mercury, so density of mercury into G into kitna distance move kar raha hu? H. Okay, so the minute I write this term, you're going to cancel out this and this, because as it is है ना, इस portion के लिए कोई pressure difference नहीं आया, because that portion you're moving in the same liquid by the same amount. The real pressure difference is arising because of moving a distance h in mercury in that on the right hand side, while moving a distance h in water on the left hand side. उसके कारण pressure difference आ रहा है. ठीक है, तो यहाँ से मुझे P2 और P1 के बीच में एक रिलेशन मिल गया. P2 और P1 के बीच में रिलेशन मिल गया. इनफैक्ट what is that relation? I can say P1 is P2 plus rho mercury minus rho water GH, अपना fluid statics. P1 is P2 plus rho mercury, rho water, rho mercury minus rho water GH. Can you see that? P3, P4 का pressure same था. यहाँ पे we rose a particular amount in mercury, तो pressure dropped fast because mercury का density ज़्यादा है. यहाँ पे we rose the same amount in water, the pressure dropped at a slower rate because पानी का density कम है, and therefore है ना, यहाँ पे pressure काफी कम हो गया, यहाँ पे pressure फिर भी relatively ज़्यादा है. So P1 minus P2 is how much? जितना ये density difference है into GH, है ना, वो आ रहा है फिलहाल. अब pressures आ गया, अब Bernoulli's theorem लगाओ, है ना. तो what does Bernoulli's theorem say? It tells कि I think I'm going to apply Bernoulli's in the horizontal direction. Bernoulli's theorem in the horizontal direction. theorem क्या बोलता है? P1 plus rho g H1. Okay, so I'm going to take this height itself. I'm going to take this height itself as our reference level, and I'm going to take that height as h equal to 0. Bernoulli's theorem लगाने के लिए है ना, we need to take some reference height. So I'm taking this height as h equal to 0. तो यहाँ से क्या आ जाएगा? P1 plus rho g0, remember they are at the same height, plus half. अच्छा ये रो किसका है? थोड़ा स्पेसिफिक होना पड़ेगा, ये पानी का रो यहाँ पे है ना, where this is now water. तो P1 plus rho water g0 plus half rho water v1 square is P2 plus rho water again g0 plus half rho water v2 square. okay, तो v2 को v1 के टर्म्स में लिख लो, है ना, v2 को v1 के टर्म्स में लिखो, कहां से? ये इक्वेशन से, ये इक्वेशन से v2 को v1 के टर्म्स में लिखो, और ये इक्वेशन से p1 को p2 के टर्म्स में लिख लो. ओके, so what do I get then? I get p2 plus rho mercury minus rho water gh, okay, plus half rho water v1 square. You can choose whether you want to keep v1 or v2, it's up to you, है ना, कोई भी एक वेलोसिटी निकाल दो, एरिया से मल्टीप्लाई कर लो. ये हो गया मेरा लेफ्ट हैंड साइड. माय राइट हैंड साइड बिकम्स p2 प्लस, है ना, ये रो वाटर g0 वो हटा रहा हूँ, दैट्स 0. ठीक है, सो p2 प्लस हाफ रो वाटर v2 स्क्वायर. v2 स्क्वायर को कैसे लिखेंगे? इसको लिखेंगे v1 स्क्वायर a1 स्क्वायर अपॉन a2 स्क्वायर, ऐसा लिखेंगे by the equation of continuity. v1 square a1 square upon a2 square. ठीक, and down we will solve for this. p2 वगैरह कट गया, p2 भी दिया नहीं था सवाल में, है ना, p2 काट दिया यहाँ से, and इसको बस rearrange करके अब आंसर निकालेंगे. I'll go to the next page for that. You can copy this, but any doubts in this page, please ask. ठीक है, anything you didn't understand. है ना, वेंचुरी ट्यूब वाला जैसे ही था, बस इस बार दिस इज अ डिफरेंट टेक्निक ऑफ कैलकुलेटिंग P1 P2, मे बी स्लाइटली मोर चैलेंजिंग. yes, you can consider this an advanced level question, definitely. In fact, a question like this is in your HCV. Anyone else saying wait? Me no. Done. Okay. What is zero in this? Zero is ना, देखो जब तुम बर्नौलीज थ्योरम लिखते हो, तो बर्नौलीज थ्योरम में तुम्हें P plus rho g h लिखना होता है ना, rho g h. And what does that h represent? It represents height above any reference level. जैसे तुम potential energy को mgh लिखते हो, वैसा this your second term is in a way that potential energy में mgh के जगह rho g h. ठीक है, it's potential energy density. So according to your convenience, you can take any reference height to be your zero वाला height या zero potential energy वाला line. So I am taking this itself as my zero वाला line. Therefore, these two terms are zero. if you don't take that, you could have written any other height h dash and h dash over here, they would have cancelled out. Okay? So either way, they were not meant to be in this equation. इसको बस solve करना है आगे, मतलब what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this term over to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to take that term over to the other side, and then we are almost there. We're almost at a result. So my left hand side is rho water, no, the other way, rho mercury minus rho water GH, and this is my left hand side. My right hand side is half rho water V2 square को हमने इक्वेशन ऑफ कंटिन्यूटी से V1 स्क्वायर के टर्म्स में लिखा. सो V1 स्क्वायर को अगर मैं कॉमन लूंगा तो आई विल गेट A1 स्क्वायर बाय A2 स्क्वायर -1, ऐसा कुछ आएगा. ठीक है, इसको थोड़ा और रीअरेंज वगैरह कर लो, तो रीअरेंज करने में 2 उस तरफ चला जाएगा, 2 रो वॉट नहीं 2 रो Hg माइनस रो वाटर डिवाइडेड बाय रो वाटर. इनका रिजल्ट कितना है? दिस इज A1 स्क्वायर माइनस A2 स्क्वायर ऊपर, तो वो इधर नीचे आएगा. A1 स्क्वायर माइनस A2 स्क्वायर नीचे जाएगा. एंड दिस वन इज A2 स्क्वायर इन द डिनोमिनेटर, तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे ऊपर चला जाएगा. So V1 becomes root of this, and if this is V1, then Q, which is A1 into V1, will become A1, इसको बाहर निकाल सकते हो रूट के बाद, A2. So again, I mean, of course, this was probably a longer question. Okay? Maybe not something everyone would want to attempt in the exam, but either way, you know, if you look at it, it was a good practice of fluid statics. And again, it was a nice variation on the simpler Venturi meter problem. तो उसका भी concept थोड़ा practice हो जाता है. The fact that horizontally Bernoulli लगता है और vertically fluid statics लगता है. So fluid statics का equation था, इसमें Bernoulli था, equation of continuity था. That, and of course volumetric flow rate का definition था, knowing कि this is what is asked. So on that note, it's a decent question to practice, but yeah, it's a little bit on the tougher side. But I hope you guys understood this. How many of you got this at home? I think Yash का ये answer आया था. How many of you got this at home? I'm missing one term. H is missing. H कहाँ गया? इधर चला गया. H is missing. Okay. Messed up a little bit in the final steps. Got stuck in half part. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Okay. अब bigger flowchart हम थोड़ा मन में समझ में आ गया ना. The main idea was वो P1 P2 कैसे तो भी निकालना है. Because height तो हम तुरंत zero डाल. If you look at the Bernoulli's theorem equation, height को तो zero डाल देते थे. V1 V2 का कुछ problem नहीं है, क्योंकि V1 V2 के लिए एक जगह equation of continuity यूज करेंगे, तो V2 को V1 के टर्म्स में लिखेंगे और V1 एनीवेज निकालना है इक्वेशन से. बस कैसे तो भी P1 P2 सब्स्टिट्यूट करना था या उनके बीच में डिफरेंस कैसे तो भी निकालना था. बिकॉज इफ आई टेक P2 टू द अदर साइड in your Bernoulli's theorem, what matters is pressure difference. तो वो कैसे तो भी निकालना था. So then you will look around in the answer. G is missing. Is G missing? Yes, G is also missing. How did I do this? Then you look around in the answer and you will try to figure out a way to find P1 minus P2 or find P1 and P2. So that was the approach, which is why we started with fluid statics. Okay. My bad. Just if you've copied the answer, make sure G and H is also there. I think that's it. Yeah, we'll see other applications as well. We won't see an aspirator pump. बस theoretical है, इससे ज़्यादा कुछ करना नहीं है. Okay. We won't see an aspirator pump as such, but we'll see certain other applications जिस पे सवाल आ सकता है. So, for instance, let's talk about the swing in a cricket ball. Now, this is just a theoretical idea, but with this, idea, I can ask you a different numerical question, and you should be able to extend this idea and answer that. Okay, the swing in a cricket ball. Okay, so why does any spinning ball as such seem to change its path in the air? Okay, why does any spinning ball, in fact, let's call it a spinning ball, it'll be better. Any spinning ball as such, cricket or tennis or football or, you'll find that mid-air, based on the way it is spinning, it seems to experience some force which causes it to change its path. Okay? So what is that force? So imagine, yeah, so it depends on how it is spinning. You know? Let's just say, for instance, I've drawn, let's say this is my top view. ठीक है, हम बॉल को ऊपर से देख रहे हैं और बॉल मान लो ऐसा स्पिन कर रहा है, एंटी क्लॉकवाइज स्पिन कर रहा है ना. So the way it is spinning, what's going to happen if, yeah, yes, that's the underlying reason. इसमें मान लो ये बॉल उस डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है, so our ball is going in this direction. Okay, so my ball is spinning in this manner, but the velocity of the ball is in that direction. So now when we go to the ball's frame, same thing if we analyze from the ball's frame, yeah, it's a, yeah, is swing and spin two technically different terms. It's a spinning ball जिस पे yeah, stay away from this cricket nomenclature then. It's a spinning ball जिस पे एक mid air, ठीक है, चलो, forgive me, I'm not a cricket fan. It's a spinning ball जिस पे mid air कुछ force लगने वाला है, ठीक है. There's a force on a spinning ball. इसमें क्या होने वाला है? As this ball moves with some velocity, in that ball's frame, you're going to see air come from the opposite side. Okay, so air opposite side से आ रहा है, ठीक है. Velocity of ball is the velocity. Of course, velocity of ball, if I just talk about velocity of the ball, I obviously mean velocity of its center. The average velocity of the ball. ठीक है? Okay. Yes, Ayush, I guess, yes. Okay. So, for, चलो उसके भी बारे में बात करेंगे. फिलहाल air is coming from the other side. Now I want you to imagine कि this surface, okay, this surface which was opposing the air, because it was opposing the air, what is going to happen is, उस surface के along air, when the air tries to go, the air's velocity will ultimately be lesser. So again, when I draw the same diagram in the ball's frame and I show you how the air is traveling over the surface, so velocity of air for the right hand side is going to be lesser. Why? Because this surface is opposing the flow of air. है ना, it's rotating in the opposite direction. So these particles have a tendency to drag air in the backward direction with it, thereby reducing the velocity of air. Whereas over here, these particles, I mean the outermost particles of the ball in this case, will have a tendency to drag air along with it in this direction, thereby increasing the velocity of air. Okay, so the velocity of air at point A and at point B, they're going to be different and they're going to look like this. The velocity of air at point A is going to be more than velocity of air at point B. Okay, now as a result of this, what is going to happen? You know? So by your Bernoulli's equation, maybe I'll have to call this, थोड़ा इसको नीचे ले लेता हूँ. Let's call this velocity of air at B. Let's call this velocity of air at A. Okay? And this is in the ball spring. Okay, तो ये होता है spinning ball के कारण केस में. What I guess happens in a swinging ball is there is some difference in the way the two surfaces are polished, right? That's what they try to do. One surface is a little bit more polished than the other. So because one surface is more polished than the other, ultimately what will happen? Air on the polished side will move faster and air on the rougher side will move slower. So that's the ultimate idea. Either way, be it a spinning ball or a swinging ball, what happens is there is a difference in the velocity with which your air is flowing over these two surfaces. Now, because of the difference in velocity, you're going to get a difference in pressure. So when we now apply Bernoulli's theorem, अब से I'll use a short form BT, मतलब समझ लो Bernoulli's theorem. ठीक है? As we apply Bernoulli's theorem, we are going to get pressure at A plus rho g height at A plus half rho velocity of air at A, short में ये लिख लेता हूँ, is PB plus rho g HB plus half rho velocity, ये square होना चाहिए, half rho velocity at B का square. ठीक है, ऐसा इक्वेशन आएगा. इसमें HA HB लगभग सेम है, तो HA is equal to HB. तो you can ignore that, या कभी कभी कुछ कुछ केस में HA HB में ज्यादा फर्क नहीं होगा, थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे भी अगर रहेगा, if HA is above HB, फिर भी given the size of the ball and all, ज्यादा फर्क नहीं रहेगा, तो you can normally cancel out this term and then you can say कि अच्छा, because VA is greater than VB, which pressure will be bigger? यहाँ पे हाँ, PB will be bigger. So because velocity of A is greater than velocity of B, pressure at B is greater than pressure at A. जहाँ पे speed कम है, वहाँ पे pressure ज्यादा होगा. तो जहाँ पे kinetic energy कम है, वहाँ पे pressure ज्यादा होगा. ठीक है? And जहाँ पे speed ज्यादा होगा, वहाँ पे pressure कम होगा. So PB is greater than PA. PB is greater than PA. Because of which what happens? HA is equal to HB. ऊपर से देख रहा है ना? ऊपर से देख रहे हैं, top view है. These are actually, this is a cross section that we see. These are 2 points in the same horizontal plane. ये top view है. And either way तुम है ना, ऐसे क्वेश्चन में HA HB को निग्लेक्ट कर लो, बॉल का साइज भी लगभग सिमिलर ही रहेगा, है ना. तो HA HB के कारण ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. You can ignore that. बॉल का हाइट डिफरेंस काफी कम रहेगा in comparison to the speed at which the ball may be going. Okay. How is VA greater than VB? वो एक बार वापस देख लो. Okay, तो VA यहाँ पे क्या है? This, the ball का motion का direction, spin का direction is aiding the air which is flowing over the surface. So it's dragging the air along with it, thereby increasing the velocity of air. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? यहाँ पे this is opposing the flow of air, therefore यहाँ का velocity कम हो गया. Because of this, VA is greater than VB, and because of that, PB is greater than PA. So now when you draw the forces, how did I get the idea to apply? अरे यार ये है मतलब I didn't discover this. This is an application of Bernoulli's theorem. Okay? Ball is moving through a fluid, and whenever a velocity difference is created, pre-existing idea, whenever velocity difference is created, a pressure difference is created. Pressure difference results in a net force. So इसमें क्या आ जाएगा? फोर्स अब किसके कारण ज्यादा आएगा? बी के कारण ज्यादा फोर्स आएगा, बिकॉज बी पे प्रेशर ज्यादा था, देयरफॉर बी के कारण फोर्स अल्टीमेटली ज्यादा आएगा. सो एफ बी is going to be greater than FA. And therefore, what happens? This ball experiences a net force towards the left. And isn't that what you expect when you try to spin the ball in this manner and the ball is going like this? You'll expect the ball. Itna dekh ke, hai na? I'm sure you have enough real life experience of trying to spin a ball. You'll expect this ball to move towards the left. If the ball is spinning in this manner, you'll expect that ball to move towards the left. So it's meant the net force, therefore, that it experiences is towards the left. Yeah, I'm sure you have more than enough experience. All right. So that was an explanation. इस एक example को extend करके, I'm going to make you solve a question, very simplified question on how an airplane stays up in the air, how an airplane floats nahi, it doesn't fall. So we're going to try that example. Copy कर लो. Yes, this results in this because PB is greater than PA, FB is greater than FA. The area to similar hoga over which that pressure is acting. Yes, aerodynamics involves a lot of fluid mechanics. Air is a fluid, na? Ball will move towards the left. कोई पूछ रहा है, is F net the net drag force? ये हाँ, ball left की तरफ move करेगा. Imagine कर भी सकते हो ना, ऐसा spin करके आगे की तरफ फेंका तो ball left की तरफ ही जाएगा. F net is not called the net. It's not called as drag force. Drag force is another concept. Drag force is a kind of force which, in a way, slows down the ball. तो ड्रैग फोर्स एक अलग आइडिया है, वो विस्कोसिटी से रिलेटेड है ना. अगर बॉल को एयर में फेंकोगे तो तेजी से आगे जाएगा, बट पानी में फेंकोगे तो धीरे आगे जाएगा. तो that has to do with viscosity. That has to do with a friction type of force, which we are ignoring in this chapter. Okay. When will our physics 11th portion get over, Baba? 11th, 12th ज़्यादा अलग नहीं है. We have in a way already started something which was in your 12th portion, which was your heat and thermodynamics. So ज़्यादा ऐसा 11th, 12th का बात नहीं है. Your overall physics should get over by November. ठीक है? And don't worry. I mean, let's hope the previous batch gets to give their JEE exam by then. Scene nowadays is pretty bad, so you don't need to worry. Okay? And Why did we apply BT over here? We applied BT because yeah, दिखता है मतलब velocity difference था, velocity difference के कारण एक pressure difference आ गया. That's why we applied BT. Okay? ये मैं बता रहा हूँ मतलब BT explains, Bernoulli's theorem explains why this ball experiences a swing. That is the underlying idea why this experiences this kind of force. ठीक है? Let me know if you're done. एक question कर लो फिर aeroplane का. Okay. Aditya, I'll answer that towards the end of class. एक बार फिर से तब पूछ ले, ठीक है? I'll answer that towards the end of class. So, an aeroplane question. Okay. Given the velocity or given the velocities v1 and v2, with which air flows over, given the velocities v1, v2, with which air flows over the upper and lower surfaces of the wings of a plane which have a total area short में लिखता हूँ, which have area A. Okay, so you're given V1, given V2, given the area of the wings. Okay, find the upward force that the plane experiences. Find the upward force that the plane experiences. Okay. Find the upward force that the plane experiences. तो ये सब दिया है. You're also given air का density. And also asking you to ignore buoyancy. Buoyancy also plays a role, है ना? Buoyancy also, in a way, helps your airplane be in the air to some extent. But the main idea is actually Bernoulli's theorem. So ignore buoyancy, given density of air, given area, just to highlight the variables for you. Area दिया है, velocities दिया है, density of air दिया है. Can you figure out the force that the plane experiences? You can definitely make the assumption that between the upper and lower surface of the wing, there isn't a lot of height difference. Wings are more or less thin, ज़्यादा height difference नहीं है. Compared to velocity कितना बड़ा होगा air का, relative to the plane, height difference ज्यादा नहीं है. You make fair assumptions, you can assume the wing is in a way flat. Lectures till 8:45. All right, Deven. You cover up, watch the recording. Kushagra, maybe you may. Yes, Purna सही है. It's very simple. पिछला question जैसे ही है. यहाँ पे भी मतलब plane. Why does it stay in the air? What is giving it that upward force? A difference in velocities over the upper and lower surface is giving it an upward force. Like in the case of a ball, a difference in velocities on the left side and right side gives it a horizontal force. यहाँ पे भी a difference in velocities between the upper and lower surface gives it a vertical force. Yes, Sanika, Deepak. Yes, सही है. Waiting. कर लो. Deven, maybe in next week's timetable there may be. आयुष सही है. रो मिसिंग है. आदित्य सही है. एरिया मिसिंग है. गुड. काफी एक्चुअली सिंपल है. ये क्या है, जस्ट इमेजिन कि दिस इज like this is your wing. साइड से देख रहे हैं. the side view of your wing. So इसमें क्या है कि your velocity, the upper surface is v1, velocity for the lower surface is v2. Okay, and because of this there is a difference in pressure, p1, and therefore the pressure over here is p2. And because of the difference in pressure, you're going to get a difference in you're going to forces. There's a downward force, there's an upward force. You know, we of course want the lower force to be greater, so that, I mean, the upward force to be greater, so that the plane stays in the air. So naturally, if P2 has to be greater, V2 has to be smaller. But even if you don't make all of that analysis, simply लिख लो P1 plus rho g H1 plus half rho V1 square. Yes, Prathamesh, सही है. Plus half rho V1 square is P2 plus rho g H2 plus half rho V2 square. इसमें ना you can say कि H1 and H2 are approximately equal. Although, I mean, one is above the other, you can imagine that this term is going to be very small in front of these terms, in front of a big pressure difference that holds the plane in the air, in front of the relative velocity of air. H1 H2 के बीच में difference negligible होगा, तो उसको है ना, इनके values दिया भी नहीं जाएगा, तो उसको game से निकाल दो, हटा दो. ठीक है, they are almost the same, तो उनको हटा दिया. So then यहाँ पे आ जाएगा कि the pressure difference P2 minus P1 is equal to rho V2 square minus V1 square divided by 2. And ultimately we want our net upward force. So our net upward force is going to be P2A minus P1A. So net force is P2A minus P1A, making it the above answer into sorry, yes, this will be V1 minus V2. है ना, P2 के side में P2 minus P1 is going to be half rho V1 square. P1 को left hand side पे लेके गए, V2 को वहां लेके गए, तो half rho V1 square minus V2 square. Yes, P2 is greater and V1 is greater. So this is our net force. Simple था. And this is rho of air. Yeah. So understanding that cricket exam, I mean that cricket ball model, can in a way, है ना, help you to answer other questions which may not be directly, which may not directly look the same. They're based on the same idea. है ना, whenever there's a difference difference in velocities with which that fluid flows over a surface, whenever that difference is there, that results in some kind of force. Over here, we in a way ensure that this surface is more ideal, is more, forgetting the word for it, aerodynamic. I mean, that surface is more ideal, which allows air to flow at a faster rate over this surface. And because air flows at a faster rate over that surface, we end up getting a lower pressure over there and a higher pressure over here relatively. And that pressure difference on the wings helps the plane stay in the air. All right. Any doubts in this example? Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Devin. Yeah, क्या air is flowing horizontally, so why is that? तो यार air के कारण force नहीं लग रहा है, सिर्फ air के flowing के कारण force नहीं लग रहा है, but it's flowing at different rates, जिसके कारण ना यहाँ पे air का pressure ज़्यादा है, and because of the pressure difference, you have in a way greater upward force. Got it? It's like यहाँ पे these molecules are moving slower, so they have time to push this wing. They have time to apply their efforts in pushing the wing. यहाँ पे the molecules are moving too fast. दौड़ने में busy है, so they have less time to push down. Okay? That's in a way what's happening. They're moving slowly, they have the time to push up. Lesser velocity means greater pressure. So it's a pressure difference that causes a net upward force. Any other doubts? Okay. Yeah, I mean, air ka pressure, air ka density is almost like 1.3, 1.2. So rho air by 2 for your information is in kg per meter cube. जहाँ पे पानी का 1000 होता है, air का roughly 1.2, 1.3 है. You can, I mean, they'll of course give you that value, but just to give you some context, rho air is roughly 1.2, 1.3. Okay. All right. Few more. Let's now solve a few more examples. Let's say if maybe I'll type this one out. Okay. So if water is, let's revisit that tank wala question. If water is being poured into a tank, if water is being poured, if water is being poured into a tank with a volumetric flow rate, if water is being poured into a tank with a volumetric flow rate of Q, nice question. And there is a hole at the bottom. And there is a hole at the bottom. Of the tank. Okay. And there's a hole of area, let's say A. There's a hole of area A at the bottom of the tank. Hole of area A at the bottom of the tank. Find the final height. Find the final height of the water in the tank. Find the final height of the water in the tank. Okay, so the equation that you have to solve is just a one-line equation, but you'll need to think a bit. Okay, this is water being poured into a tank with a hole in it. Okay, so finally there is apparently going to be a steady state value. ठीक है, ऊपर से पानी आ रहा है Q के रेट पे, and यहाँ पे there's a hole. And so finally there's going to be some kind of steady state value after which the height is not changing. If it was changing, मैं पूछ नहीं सकता था ना. If height is continuously changing and changing and changing, I can't ask you final height. The fact that I'm asking you final height is because after a long time, height does not change. That's your hint thing. I've given you Q, I've given you this area. With this, find the final height. Yes, yes, A is very small. You may always assume that because I mean, uske bina hai na, I've not given you then the area of the tank. I've just given you A. Small hole hai, area small. थोड़ा interesting है. You just have to. The solution is a one-line mathematical solution, but you'll have to visualize a little bit. I'm pouring water and water's leaking as well. If it reaches a steady state when height is not changing, think what is happening at that steady state. Continue solving, I'm just killing time. Ayush, think about what you've just said. Think if that's really true. Think if that's what equilibrium means. In the final answer, there's no time function in the final answer. I mean, you could integrate and etc. and get the answer as well. You could integrate and get height as a function of time, and then you could see what value it tends to at t equal to infinity. वो एक तरीका हो गया, but there's a far more simple method. Yeah, let me just check your answers. Kushal and Kushal वो 2 शायद नीचे आएगा. Purna, your answer is right. Kushal, check where the 2 should be. About the rate at which water is filling up and the rate at which water is emptying, right? At steady state, what can you say about the two rates? Yes, Ame, that's right. In the rest thing, what can you say about the two rates at steady state? Okay, finally, the height is constant. Very simple. If it wasn't constant, I cannot ask this question. It's a meaningless question, right? If it's changing again and again. But if finally the height is constant, then this question makes sense. So imagine finally, when the height is constant, Kushal, say yeah. Finally, when the height is constant, what can I say about the rate at which volume is entering and the rate at which volume is leaving? And how can I use that to get some kind of value for H? Remember, Q is constant. V is dependent on height. Okay? Oh man, sorry. Height will remain the same. Q is constant. V will depend on the height. तो क्या हो जाएगा इसमें? इनफैक्ट स्टार्टिंग में क्या होता है ना, स्टार्टिंग में ये जो v है, दिस डिपेंड्स ऑन हाइट. मतलब स्टार्टिंग में हाइट 0 है तो v भी 0 है. So whatever water you were pouring है ना, it was getting collected because it was emptying at a very slow rate, because it empties with a velocity dependent on the height. तो पहले जब height कम था, it was emptying slowly, it was getting filled at a faster rate, therefore you'll find कि the water level starts to increase. एक point हो जाएगा कि as जैसा तुम्हारा height बढ़ते जाता है ना, this increases. So as your height is increasing, velocity with which liquid is coming out is increasing. Well, it starts emptying at a faster and faster rate. But as long as this rate is more than यहाँ से emptying का rate, what is going to happen? The height will continue to increase. Finally, क्या होगा? When you reach a steady state, when the height is the same, that means height is not going to change. When will the height not change? The only way the height will not change is जब जितना ऊपर से आता है उतना नीचे से निकलता है. मतलब yes, yes, Amme, your answer is right. Yes, Yash, your answer is right as well. So rate at which water comes in from the top is the rate at which water leaves from the bottom. That is the only way your height is going to be constant. If these two rates are different, then naturally your height is not going to be the same. So rate at which water comes in is the rate at which water goes out. उससे अपना equation लिख लो. And it's such a simple equation. We already know the rate at which it comes in. What is the rate at which it goes out? Isn't that a question of volumetric flow rate? So the rate at which water comes in is Q. The rate at which water goes out from here, कितने rate से पानी निकलता है? Volumetric flow rate is area into velocity. So it's leaving at this rate. It's coming in at this rate. It's leaving at this rate. It's going out at this rate. AB के rate से निकल रहा है. And Q के rate से आ रहा है. ठीक है? तो Q is equal to AB. Q is equal to AB. And V अब substitute कर लो. तो यहाँ से समझ में आता है कि Q is equal to A root 2G and that's it. So we now have height in terms of Q and A. Yeah? So finally, the height is going to be such कि AB मतलब जिस रेट से यहाँ पे निकल रहा है जिस रेट से ऊपर से आ रहा है, they are the same. So height is going to be Q square A square by 2G. So if they give you कि bucket is getting filled at the rate of 3 liters per second, there's a hole at the bottom of area, whatever, 1 centimeter square. Find the final height in the bucket. So you can then use these values and figure it out. I mean, you'll use this idea. Don't memorize the result. Use this idea. जितने रेट से ऊपर, जितने रेट में बढ़ रहा है, उतने रेट से निकलना चाहिए. कितने रेट से निकल रहा है? AB के रेट से निकल रहा है. Okay. Could I do it by the integration method? Let's give it a try. देख सकते हैं एक बार integration से क्या function मिल रहा है. This is going to be a nice function. Didn't get which idea, Sahil? इसके बारे में इस ये वापस समझाना है क्या? Let me know if you want me to explain this again. Rate of flow. Yeah, rate of flow is area into volume. ये याद है हम तो बोलते हैं कि यार dt टाइम में ये v dt डिस्टेंस आगे जाएगा, है ना? तो v dt डिस्टेंस आगे जाएगा, क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया a है, और हमने इसलिए पहले लिखा ही कि है ना, रेट ऑफ फ्लो इज ऑलवेज एरिया इनटू वेलोसिटी. तो क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया a है, v dt डिस्टेंस आगे गया, मतलब कितना वॉल्यूम निकला, isn't it a v dt, एंड कितना वॉल्यूम पर यूनिट टाइम निकल रहा है, a into v निकल रहा है ना? We have seen this, the rate at which liquid flows. through a pipe is area times velocity. So the rate at which liquid is flowing out is यहाँ का area times यहाँ का velocity. इतने rate से liquid बाहर आ रहा है. Velocity is always root 2 gh. मतलब इतने rate से हमेशा बाहर flow कर रहा है. कितने rate पे अंदर आ रहा है? Q की rate पे अंदर आ रहा है. Okay? If the rate of water coming out is equal to the rate of water going in, how will height increase? So at this point, height will not increase. एक बार ये बराबर हो गया ना, एक बार ये बराबर हो गया, इसके बाद height will not increase. But starting में क्या है? Starting में मतलब जो भी अगर ज्यादा था, if the height was too less, then this rate is less. निकलने का rate कम है, तो then height will increase. या अगर bucket भरा हुआ है, height is too much, then है ना, rate of it going out is more, so height will decrease. Can you understand? No matter where we start from, this is where we are going to ultimately reach. Yeah, no matter where we start from, this is where we'll ultimately reach. Height कम है, हाँ, तो निकलने का रेट कम होगा और हाइट बढ़ेगा, और हाइट ज्यादा है तो निकलने का रेट ज्यादा होगा. ओके. If we make the whole of cross sectional area equal to the base area, then height will be 0. But why aren't we getting 0 as a solution? Because this result is only valid when the height is small. This result is only valid when the height is small. Okay. Otherwise, the velocity has no limit technically. It can be infinite. जैसे ही आया वैसे ही निकलेगा. It is only valid when the height is small. Okay. I'm going to skip the integration one. I'm just going over it in my head, and I think it involves a method of integration which you probably need some more exposure to. I think it's going to involve rationalizing partial fractions. So let's leave that for now. It will involve a method of integration you will be exposed to in maths. You can avoid the integration thing for now. एक और क्वेश्चन करेंगे. लेट्स से या एक और क्वेश्चन करने के पहले लेट्स टॉक अबाउट, you might have seen this idea in center of mass. You ideally should have seen it there. Maybe we can just probably revise that over here. The thrust force by water. The idea yaad hai? So we can say कि in dt time, if dm mass of water interacts with a surface or undergoes a change in velocity, that is from V initial से लेकर V final, in dt time, if dm mass of water, mass of any liquid in fact, ठीक है, any liquid undergoes a change in velocity from V initial to V final, then change in its momentum is going to be dm V final V initial, mv final. Change in the momentum of this small part is going to be dmv final minus dmv initial, and since in dt time this dm mass is the amount of mass undergoing a change in velocity, the force is going to be the force that water experiences is going to be dp by dt. So it's going to be the change in momentum that portion of liquid experiences upon the change in momentum that portion of liquid experiences upon the time taken, the time during which it experiences that change in momentum. And we can make our life easier by clubbing dm by dt. We already know mass flow rate. याद है इसका formula? Rho AV, very nice. AV was volumetric flow rate. So rho AV is mass flow rate. So your force becomes rho AV V final minus V initial. Your force becomes rho AV V final minus V initial. So this is the force that the liquid experiences, and by Newton's third law, you can also say this is iska reciprocal will be the force the liquid applies. This is force experienced by liquid. And you can use this to figure out the force the liquid applies. Okay, we'll see a few examples, standard examples. And then ये और समझ में आएगा. फिलहाल this is the result. Rho AV V final minus V initial. Okay, we have saved a little time writing dm by dt is rho AV because we established that earlier. Rate of volume flow is AV. Density times rate of volume flow is rate of mass flow. Let me know when you're done copying this. By the way, did you do questions like this in center of mass? Thrust force निकालना, rocket propulsion वगैरह कुछ किया होगा तभी. Okay. हाँ, V can be, so AV actually technically initial and final values of AV should be the same. Okay, so you don't need to worry about what you have to take as V. वो context से clear होगा. Okay, especially if starting maybe there is a tube of flow and बाद maybe there's a tube of flow, then area into velocity anyways has to be conserved. Yeah, so you can take either the starting area into velocity or you can take the final area into velocity. You can write Q as well, rho Q भी लिख सकते हैं. कभी ऐसा होता है कि water strikes the surface and then it spreads out. It strikes the surface and it spreads out in all directions. तो तब तुम बाद का तो नहीं लिखोगे, बाद का velocity 0 जैसा दिख रहा है, area भी कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तो तब तुम AV initial use करोगे. तो जिसका भी AV तुम्हें clearly पता है वो use कर लो. AV is basically volumetric flow rate, which ideally starting में और अंत में same होना चाहिए. Let me know if you're done with this. We'll see some examples, some types. Okay. Yes, my health is fine. I think cough was a dry cough. Okay, force in stopping water. Force in stopping a liquid. इसमें कितना आएगा फोर्स इफ आई हैव टू स्टॉप अ लिक्विड? फॉर इंस्टेंस, अगर है ना, लिक्विड गोज एंड स्ट्राइक्स अ वॉल, लिक्विड का एरिया पता है ए, डेंसिटी पता है रो, और वेलोसिटी पता है v. So how much force does it apply on the wall given it comes to rest? क्या आंसर होगा इसका? After collision it comes to rest. Remember, rho av, v final vector minus v initial vector. Rho av is not, सिर्फ rho av सही नहीं है. यश सही है. Is writing the formula. Yeah, v final after collision is coming to rest. V initial has been highlighted for you. Yes, force on water. ऐसे क्वेश्चन में सिंपल क्या है? फाइनल वेक्टर. Final vector is 0. Initial vector is v towards the right. तो subtract करके क्या आ जाएगा? तो ये आ जाएगा माइनस रो ए वी स्क्वायर टूवर्ड्स द राइट, मतलब रो ए वी स्क्वायर टूवर्ड्स द लेफ्ट. तो पानी को ऑफ कोर्स वॉल रोक रहा है, तो उस लेफ्ट की तरफ कुछ फोर्स लगा रहा है. इफ फोर्स ऑन वाटर इज दिस मच, देन फोर्स बाय वाटर is going to be the same amount but on the opposite direction. It's going to be rho av squared towards the right. So tum pani, if water comes and strikes this wall and comes to rest as it normally does, this is the force water applies. Okay. थोड़ा और एग्जांपल करूंगा. मास ऑलरेडी कवर हो गया है. दिस इज dm by dt. दिस इज वेयर द मास इज कमिंग इन, है ना. फोर्स इज मास चेंज इन वेलोसिटी अपॉन टाइम, चेंज इन मोमेंटम बाय टाइम. तो रो ए वी के अंदर मास एंड टाइम चला गया. dm by dt is रो ए वी, उसमें मास और टाइम चला गया. Similarly, for you to project a liquid, for you to throw some liquid out, you will also need to, whenever you project liquid, you experience a recoil force. For instance, if you ever use a hose pipe where water is coming out with a lot of velocity, you will experience the pipe seems to want to move in the opposite direction. It experiences a recoil. And so that kind of force that water applies, that's what we call as thrust force. So if anyone wants to say wait, please say wait. What is the force required in projecting water? force in projecting a liquid? Very similar to that, है ना? इसमें क्या कहानी है? You'll, if you are projecting a liquid from some pipe, ठीक है? Let's say, for instance, imagine, है ना? Simple case, ये वाला case. इस केस में इसका एरिया दिया है A और लिक्विड बाहर आ रहा है विद वेलोसिटी V, इसका डेंसिटी दिया है रो, है ना? And you are in a way we can even use height difference as h, है ना? So how much water, how much force will the water coming out apply on the tank? In fact, find the force needed to hold the tank. ऐसा सवाल आ सकता है. Find the force needed to hold the tank. Okay, so it's a simple tank with water का free surface h height above this small hole. So we know for a fact that water comes out. We have done questions where we figure out कितने time में खाली होगा, या questions where we figure out क्या range होगा उस projectile का. My question now is, given that water comes out, it has a tendency to push this tank, with what force would we need to hold the tank so that it does not move? Imagine this is a frictionless flow. Yes, यश सही है, कुशल सही है. Go on. For those who are getting stuck, I'm just writing the first line again. Formula. हमें सही है, but you need to substitute V as well. वो सही है, मतलब मैंने V को भी substitute कर लो H के terms में. Very nice. सानिका सही है. So force on water is rho AV V final minus V initial, है ना? This is coming out. ये बाहर आ रहा है, उसके कारण उस पे ऐसा एक force लग रहा है. तो जब बाहर आ रहा है, उसका फाइनल वेलोसिटी है v towards right, but initial velocity था 0. है ना? So that tells us कि water experiences this kind of force, what we call as thrust force. It experiences this force towards the right. Therefore, water, on the other hand, applies the same force in the opposite direction. And if water is trying to push uh, the tank towards the left with this kind of force, the external force we need to apply to hold the tank will have to counter this. So F external to hold the tank, that will have to counter what water is doing. Water is trying to push the tank towards the left, so we'll need to apply an equivalent amount of force towards the right to hold that tank in place. Right? So rho a v square towards the right becomes the force required to hold the tank. You have a doubt lecture 9:15, is it? यार ऐसा क्यों यार इतना बाप रे. अच्छा चलो, I'll leave you guys after. एक क्वेश्चन कर लो, then we'll I'll just leave you guys. एक बस इतना सिंपल सा कर लो. Given that water previous page के एक मिनट, हाँ एक मिनट. This is a pipe of uniform cross section, ठीक है? And water is of course going with some velocity v. Cross section is not changing, although my diagram says otherwise, ठीक है? And I want you to figure out कि ये जब टर्न होता है ना, 90 डिग्री से टर्न होता है, तो उस टर्न पे पानी कितना फोर्स लगाता है. Okay, so density is given as rho, cross sectional area is A. Find the force applied by the water on the pipe. Turns, needless to say कि यहाँ पे because area same है, यहाँ पे of course velocity same है, तो velocity is not changing, it's only turning. Direction is changing, magnitude is not changing. वो turning के कारण momentum change हुआ है पानी का, जिसके कारण the pipe has applied some force on it. Can you solve this quickly? फिर मैं previous page भी दिखा देता हूँ and then we'll end the class. वही simple equation है. Yes, यश सही है. Rho a v square is wrong. कुशल सही है. 2 rho a v square is also wrong. 2 rho a v square is wrong. सार्थक सही है, सिर्फ रो वी स्क्वायर गलत है. चेक द फॉर्मूला. बस वेक्टर सब्ट्रैक्शन करना है केयरफुली. Just subtract this final and that initial vector. Yes, Ayush सही है. Just copy the values, v final, v initial, subtract them. How do you subtract vectors? You flip it and you add. ये दो वेक्टर्स का एडिशन कितना सिंपल है. v रूट 2 आएगा. So it's rho a v into v root 2 in this kind of direction. Exactly 45 degrees with left hand down. मतलब our answer is rho a v square by rho a v square root 2 in this direction. This is force on water. So naturally force by water इसका उल्टा हो जाएगा. That's your answer. वैसे technically center of mass का फंडा है, but I'm just repeating in case है ना ऐसा क्वेश्चन आया तुम्हारे TWT वगैरह में. Rho a v square root 2 is the force. Absolutely क्वेश्चन सही है. So some of you have done ऐसा कि some of you said कि ये horizontal गायब हो रहा है. So it's as if we are stopping our liquid, है ना? Or it's like the liquid striking a wall, which is the first type of question we did, है ना? So maybe I'll write this, give this a heading: force on turning liquid. Force on turning a liquid. So you can do it as a combination of horizontal and vertical as well. सही है. Horizontally मतलब जो incoming liquid है, एक तो उसको रोका, तो उसको रोकने के लिए रोकते वक्त लिक्विड ने ऐसा फोर्स डाला और फिर लिक्विड को इस डायरेक्शन में प्रोजेक्ट किया, तो उसको उस डायरेक्शन में प्रोजेक्ट करते वक्त लिक्विड ने इस डायरेक्शन का एक रिकॉइल फोर्स डाल दिया. उन दोनों का एडिशन इज दिस. You can do that or you can just whichever you find easier. All right. Anyone wants to see the free? We are done. Those who want to leave can leave. Next class we'll discuss the HCV homework. We are as such done with the chapter. थोड़ा और कुछ ऐसा tricky theoretical questions discuss कर सकते हैं for more practice. Okay. Anyone still wants to see the previous page? I won't start a new chapter in the next class. No. Next class we'll So we have finished the empty portion. Next class we'll discuss what do you say, your homework, or if there's a doubt lecture. Then if there is a doubt lecture on Tuesday, then I may probably discuss a few more questions and start a new lecture, a new topic. अगर Tuesday को doubt session है, then Monday I may take a few more questions and start a new topic. Chapters, yeah, chapters over, और theory नहीं है. Chapters over completely. थोड़ा theoretical questions दूंगा और practice. मैंने सीनियर HCV मतलब छोटा ही है साइज भी HCV चैप्टर का. Questions can still be made, many types can be made, जैसे on the same idea, जैसे ये plane का बन गया वगैरह. So questions तो बन सकते हैं काफी, but the underlying concepts are 4-5. Yeah, 12th is starting next week. Should you focus on the college? Should you attend the lecture? Should you leave it? I'll stop the recording for this answer.